Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 26, 2024 Town of Carmel Zoning Boards of Appeals meetings. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Board members' names are in front of us. We're also joined this evening by our Director of Code Enforcement, Michael Carnazza, Town Attorney Greg Falchetti. And we have a new board member on behalf of Chairman John Maxwell, who couldn't be here tonight. Welcome, Claudine McDermott.
Thank you.
To our zoning board. We're happy to have you here. Hoping for a long and healthy career here. The way this works is we'll call a case. It's a public hearing. You'll tell us what you want to do. The board members will then question what's going on. We'll take public input at that time as well. After that, we'll close the public hearing. Once all the public hearings are heard, then we'll adjudicate. There's no input from the public at the time when we're discussing the cases. At this point, application number 1, TTSHR LLC, they requested a holdover. So could I get a motion for a holdover?
Motion to hold over.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that one's held over. Application number 2 also requested a holdover. Application for Anthony Nanetti. Can I get a motion to hold this over?
Motion to hold over.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Application number 3, Marcel Carrillo, for a variation of section 156-15, seeking both the use and area variance for permission to convert office building into a 3-family house. The property is located at 1849 Route 6, Carmel, New York, and is known as tax map 55.10-1-16. We're looking for the use variance as well as the frontage variance. 85 feet are provided, 15 is needed. Area variance, 17,900 square feet is provided, 22,100 is needed. The width of the lot, 85 is provided, 115 is needed. The side lot setback, 5.3 is provided, 19.7 is needed, and the floor area, 2928 is provided, 2072 is needed. Your name, please, for the record.
Good evening. My name is Marcel Carrillo.
Address?
My 412 Haviland Drive, Patterson, New York.
Raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, so you were here last month. I
Yes.
wasn't here last month, so just bring us all back up to speed what's going on here. I think originally you just had the use variance in front of us, and now going forward, you're asking for, or it was found that we need the additional area variances as well, correct? Is that
That's
what we-
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So just let us know what's going on
We
here.
knew it was an error on the application at the time.
Okay, understood.
So basically, I bought the house knowing that I had to convert apartments because right now to do offices, I got an offer to rent one floor, was only $1,000, and that's not feasible to pay my taxes, my mortgage, and all maintenances. So right now to rent an apartment is more feasible than offices. And it would be better for me to do that so that way I can cover taxes, my mortgage, and maintenance of the property.
Right. So for the use variance part of this, we asked you for, and I believe the board asked you last month for financials. Yes. You did provide a letter, but usually what this board likes to see is more about a spreadsheet, for example, so we see specifically how much you're paying in the mortgage, how much you're paying in taxes, and so on, and utilities, and so on and so forth. That wasn't there.
Yeah.
Usually, and again, I'm only speaking for myself, but I know from my experience, I would think that's insufficient. I think I want to see that more depth because, again, the use variance, the criteria are very specific, and we want to make sure we're doing the right thing here. I'll defer to other board members.
That's one of the reasons I didn't put it on, because I tried to explain myself. My mortgage is $5,000 a month, and for maintenance, probably like $1,500, and taxes too.
Could you just provide that in a spreadsheet for
I
the board? I
will.
mean, we would like
Yeah.
to see that submitted, so.
Okay.
I mean, again, I don't know, board members, I mean,
Yeah, Mr. Carrillo, we
Yes.
were here last month. We were specific in just requesting. I
Yeah.
asked you, how did you heat that
Okay.
piece of property? You said electric.
Yes.
And there's no electric bill on here, a monthly bill, or history of it, or you don't have any oil, you don't have any propane. We want to see the usage fees monthly,
Okay.
what they are.
Okay, I didn't know that I had to bring
Yeah.
the bills.
Yeah,
I
no,
can
we-
put some
we-
bills for everything, but my mortgage, my taxes, and for the electric, I can put the bills on together.
I just
and
put it in a
present again.
spreadsheet, that's all we
Yeah.
really need. We don't, you know,
Yeah.
and then that'll be sufficient, okay?
Yes, okay.
So, do we want to, we're going to hold this over. Do I want to ask for public input? Probably not now. We'll wait until next month. Well, is there anybody here to speak on this application, just in case? Okay, then I'll look for a motion to hold this over.
Motion to hold over?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
right, we'll see you next month.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. Application number 4, Robert Penowich, for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance to construct a 24 by 26 one-story detached two-car garage. The property is located at 645 Union Valley Road, Mahopac, New York, and is known as tax map 76.20-1-19. The code allows for a code requires 20-foot setbacks. You have 13-foot setback, variance of 7 is required. Good evening, you are?
Thomas McDermott, I'm the architect for the
You're
project.
the architect? Okay. Name and your address, please, also for the record?
My business or home address?
Business.
339 Route 202, Suite 250, Somers, New York.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, so you were here last month as well, or at least I wasn't, but you were. And it looks like what's happened here, and the board will correct me if I'm wrong, you had originally proposed it in one location, the board asked you to maybe relocate it, and you have.
I think they were here. I think it was a whole.
Oh, it was a straight
We,
over?
yeah, we decided to relocate it on our own.
Oh, you relocated on your own, so you
Yes.
never came?
Yes. It was a
Again, I wasn't
holdover.
here, so I didn't know.
You
Okay,
made the change.
sure. So go ahead.
So we're looking to construct a two-car detached garage in the front yard. The project will require a side yard setback of 13 feet where 20 feet is required. So we're respectfully requesting a 7-foot variance.
Okay.
My client currently has several vehicles parked in his front yard, and the goal is to get some of those, under the protection of cover. So originally, we had looked at placing the garage in an alternate location on the property. We had looked at angling it sort of at like a 45-degree angle, juxtaposed. It required more variances. After reviewing it and consideration, we decided to place it in another location on the site. It's now off to the right-hand side of the property. One thing I forgot to mention, the property is located on Union Valley Road. It's across from Hazel Hill Road, just to give some context.
Is there any property you could buy to bring this into conformity, or no?
No, all the adjacent pieces of property are occupied.
Okay. And the garage, so, I mean, you sort of, even without the board asking, you sort of did the right thing by moving it and reducing the amount of relief that you needed, so I think that's great. I think the design is fine as well, so I don't think I have anything. So board members, I'll start with John. Do you have any questions?
No, it looks like you made some nice changes to this drawing, site plan.
Thank you.
I have no further questions.
Rose?
Can you show me on the map there where the garage is actually going to be?
So,
Right here.
The house is located here. This is the existing
Handheld.
driveway. The existing driveway continues almost to the rear of the proposed garage.
Hold on a second, could you grab the microphone? Sorry.
No, no.
Yeah, because they're recording the minutes, so I need you to
problem.
speak into it. Thank you.
so the house is located here. Here's your side yard setback. Here's your front yard setback. Here's your side yard setback. The existing driveway goes almost to the rear of the proposed garage location. So the intent is to center the garage on the existing driveway, push it back. It's going to be 6 feet from the existing house, and it's 26 feet deep and 24 feet wide. The other thing that we did was we reduced the size of the garage slightly. It was originally 26 by 28, and we reduced it to 24 by 26.
Have you thought about having it connected to the house? So you don't,
We did, and we had it priced, and it was significantly more expensive. I don't remember the delta. Rob, do you remember off the top of your head? It was 3 times the price, yes.
Wow.
what about putting it to the other side, the opposite side?
The opposite side over
Oh,
here?
Yep.
So originally, we had looked at at bringing it over here. The grade kind of slopes down, so this area in the front here is unusable. This area levels out, and so we originally had it at an angle. So where my fingertips are is where the garage doors were. But again, we were encroaching further into the front yard, and we looked at it, evaluated it, and thought that relocating it to this location where we're farther back from the front yard, we don't actually require a front yard variance with this application. We're only asking for a side yard variance.
Where is the septic system?
Septic system is in the rear.
But they
Okay.
have drainage along the whole, there's a perimeter drain that goes around there. That really is important there because they have a lot of water that comes to them.
So if they were to go to the left side of the house,
I
that
think that's
area,
where the
this-
drainage is.
that's where drainage is, so
I'm pretty,
that,
right, Mr. Penowitz?
so you
Should
can't
we
put it on
swear
the
him and
left
have,
side.
because if he's going to answer the questions?
Yeah,
Why
do
don't
you
you
want to
come
come in? Come up.
But you can see it clear,
Just because. State your name and address for the record, please.
Robert Penowitch, 645 Union Valley Road.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, talking about asking,
No, I said, I think the drainage wraps around that side of the building and then it goes to the back, to the wetland, right?
I never seen any drainage on there that was installed. I didn't see any pipes over there, just the water runs naturally around that side of the property.
Okay, I have a map in my file that shows drainage. I don't know if it's installed or proposed, but it does show a drainage. I think we saw it together.
There is a map that shows drainage, and I'll point to it. Give me 1 second. So it goes along this side of the property, around to the back, and then it also goes across here and through this way. So there are some constraints, and that's sort of like what we were trying to work within.
Okay, because I was thinking where the existing shed is on the left side, that would have been a good spot, but you have drainage problems there.
So this is actually a well house.
No,
There's-
behind
Oh,
it.
the shed
Back.
here.
Yep.
Yeah, the only issue would just be getting to it with a driveway. I mean, you have a significant amount of additional impervious surface to get back there. Right now, we're not really increasing the amount of impervious surface because we have asphalt driveway here, and we're just building a garage over the top of it.
Okay.
So I personally believe that this is the best location on the property for the garage.
It just seemed there was so much open space on that left side that it would have been a good spot to put it,
Maybe we want to put a pool there.
where the existing shed
And
is.
we did look at that.
You did.
We evaluated it. But in order to maintain the walkways and not get too close to the house, we ended up encroaching almost, I think, 8 feet into the front yard setback. And I told Rob, I said, this is going to be a hard sell for the zoning board. So we reevaluated and relocated.
Okay, thank you.
you good,
Welcome.
Rose?
I'm good.
Julie?
No questions.
Claudine?
No questions.
Any input from the public?
I would like to make some commentary.
Sure, come on up. Please sign in when you're done, by the way, and then I'll swear you in. So, and actually, also, you should probably sign in as well because you weren't the applicant, just to be safe. State your name and address for the record, please. Please speak into the microphone, too. One of them.
Which one?
Either one is fine.
Okay. My name is Robert Brown Butler. I'm a registered architect, and I live at 20 Hazel Hill Road.
All right, just raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
And just remember to sign in when you're done. Okay, so tell us what your concerns are here.
The reason I came is I received this, and
Right.
it said that this garage, and I did not know from this information where on this property this garage would be.
Right.
And I was very concerned.
Grab the hand, if you're going to move away, just grab the handheld, please, and just take it with you. Thank you.
Yeah, I was very concerned.
Could
I
you-
didn't
Speak into the
know whether
mic.
it would, if it would be here or
To
here.
use the
You have to use the
microphone.
Into the
microphone.
mic.
You actually have to use the microphone because they're recording it.
Carrying
They
it
need
doesn't.
Oh, okay. I did not know where on the property it would be. And I've lived here for 50 years. And as a registered architect and a person who's lived here for a half a century and who knew the previous owner, Hazel Chichester, who was 73 years old when I bought the place, who told me a lot about the history of this whole area in this area, that I was concerned. I do want to say my concerns are extremely largely allayed because this is here and not anywhere here.
Okay.
And that's my primary concern. I would like to say this well pump is because at least more than 50 years ago, Hazel Chichester's parents, whose father was the minister at that big white church over there, who lived to be 95, that they owned the farm that the president, Jerry, whatever, I can't remember his name, the guy who lives right, his first name is Jerry.
Okay.
That was the Chichester's house, and the Gilbert's house across the street was their barn. And if you look at the Gilbert's house, the profile of it, it's got that kind of
Barnish look.
barn-like shape.
Right.
And this, they got their water from a creek that came down here, and the creek flowed like this, and then around like this. And they wanted the water for their farm and stuff.
Right, right.
And this area is a very serious flood zone.
And that's what I think Mr. Carnazzo was
We
pointing
have
out
pic-
as
we
well.
have,
Right.
Austin Boehm has pictures, photographs that show during one of the major rainstorms, there's a channel of water about 5 or 6 feet deep that is flowing. And this area up here is a designated DCE watershed. And I would like to point out one other thing to the board, is that Union Valley Road, that it floods there, that Hazel Hill water cascades, when we have a really serious rain, water cascades down Hazel Hill Road across Union Valley Road and creates a bad situation. And the town, I don't know, maybe you're the guy who complained that water was flooding there, and had a curb put across here, which worsened the situation, because now, when water comes down onto Union Valley Road, there literally gets a flood of about this deep, completely across Union Valley Road, which creates a serious problem.
Okay.
And I would like to suggest that if they just remove part of that curb, about 10
Well,
feet.
that would be up to the town, that's not up to the.
That's a highway department
Yeah, that's a
concern.
highway department issue, that's
Yeah.
not, that's
Yeah,
not us.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
get, to coerce anything.
No, but
trying to.
I'm just saying, just for the, I want to keep it on track, because we have a lot of cases tonight, just keep it on track for the garage. So overall, you're satisfied with where this is landing?
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Okay, great. Anything else? Anything? No?
Well,
No, never mind. Thank you, sir. I
Thank you for the
appreciate it.
background.
Make sure you sign in, please. Any other questions from anybody in the audience? Please, come on up. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Karen Bohm, and I live at 65 Hazel Hill Road.
Okay,
across
raise
the
your right
street.
hand, please.
Oh,
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, so let me hear what's going on here.
I'm just here to support Rob. He's a incredible neighbor and presence on the road. We've lived over 40 years on Union Valley and come down and face his house when we come down our road. He's put up with a lot of kind of washout, as Robert was talking about. He has, a lot of drainage problems, and there's recently been a construction project on our road that created just a tremendous amount of, washout for Rob, and he's just kind of endured it, keeps it in meticulous property, and is incredibly respectful of all the neighbors and kind of his presentation. And I think virtually where he's putting it, it's set back so far. I think your point about
Yeah.
putting it in the other side, it's really not an option. And if you know the house and kind of the driveway, it's virtually going to be kind of a non-issue being back where it is. So just wanted to lend some support for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Anybody else?
She signed in.
Did you just sign it?
I don't think she did.
It's fine. It's fine. Because I think that's more for the highway department where you're going. Anything else, or you think you're pretty good as well, right? Nothing else the board wants to hear from anybody at this point?
Looks good.
I will look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. All right, we're moving on to the new applications. Application number 5. The application of, oh, by the way, again, we will adjudicate this at the end of all of this. If you don't want to stick around, you could watch it on Verizon Channel 24, Comcast Channel 95, or on YouTube. So with that in mind, The next application, Thomas and Elizabeth Moriarty, for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain a shed. The property is located at 30 Harbor Lane, Mahopac, New York, tax map 76.30-1.56. Code requires a 10-foot setback, 1.5 feet is provided, a variance of 8.5 feet is required. Good evening, your names are?
Thomas Moriarty.
Elizabeth Moriarty.
Raise your right hands. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Welcome. Tell us what you're looking to do here.
So we're looking to just get a variance. Right now, the shed is just a foot off the property line, but if we do meet the 10-foot setback, it'll be in the middle of the backyard.
Did you guys know that you needed to be set back when you put that shed up?
I did not.
Okay.
I just figured it was the end of my property. and-
Gotcha. Gotcha. So how did this come about? Just curious.
So I've had several friends of mine now trying to sell their home and ran into issues with not getting a variance for their shed or not having something for their pool. And I said, you know, we might be selling in a couple of years. Let me just make sure that we have everything in
That's
lined
smart.
up.
Yeah, he came in and we checked the file and went over it with him.
Okay, great. Any property you can buy to bring yourself into conformity, or no?
No.
Okay. All right, so I'll open it up to the board then, because I don't have any questions on this. Claudine, any questions?
No questions.
Julie?
No questions.
Rose?
No questions.
John?
It's a good-looking shed.
Thank you.
He likes sheds. Any comments from the audience? Nope. Okay, so I'll look for a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Application number 6, Luis Serrano, for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain a pool deck added to the legal pool. Property is located at 25 Logan Road, Mahopac, New York, and is known as tax map 65.11-2-27. Code requires 15-foot setback, 7 feet is provided, 8 feet is required. Good evening, your name is?
Stephanie Serrano. Louis, no.
He didn't know he was going to be up next. And your address is?
25 Logan Road.
You gotta speak into the microphone.
25 Logan Road, Mahopac.
Okay, raise your right hands. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Tell us what you're doing here.
We need a variance of 8 feet for our deck, our pool deck.
Okay, when you built the pool deck, did you realize that you needed,
We didn't know.
so, so, first of all, how come you guys are here? Because you were cited, or
Yes,
because, okay.
we were cited.
This is the dentist, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the
So,
pool was okay when it was just the pool. When you put the deck on, the setback changes.
yeah,
So that's what happened.
okay, when did you guys put that in?
2021?
2021? Okay.
Yeah, 2021.
Why didn't you consider, just curious, putting it on the other side? So that way, it would have been less of a variance.
Yeah, we just thought it was too close to the house.
Okay. So, would it be a big hassle if you had to move it?
Yeah, it would be.
Have you talked to any of your neighbors? Any of your neighbors have any issues where this deck is? Because again, especially behind you, you know, they're gonna see the people going in and out of your pool. Any concerns about that?
No, there's, what would you consider, dead space, like, there's an area maybe like 8 feet behind the deck that is, property to the house that's behind us.
Right.
And then there's a big slope, about maybe 20, of just rocks. So
Okay.
there's nothing.
All
It's
right.
like dead land, so to speak,
Okay,
if that makes sense.
it does. It does. All right, I think that's all of my questions. Members of the board, John?
If you're standing on the deck and you look over the fence that you're 7 feet away from, do you see your neighbors?
No.
No further questions.
Rose?
Have you spoken to your neighbor behind you about this?
Yes,
And how do they feel about it?
she doesn't have a problem with it.
She
She hasn't
doesn't?
said anything yet.
Because it looks like from her deck, she's looking directly into your pool.
No, she's on a downslope.
No, that's the
She's
neighbor.
down,
on to
she's
the
down
left.
like-
This goes down.
Way
like
down.
This goes down.
She's on,
No, this
what's
goes
that,
down.
Shea Road?
That's them.
No, not them, because we're not talking about
So-
that. This is the rear, 7
This is
feet.
the person I'm concerned about.
Yeah, that,
the
there's
side
no
person.
issue there. There's no issue there.
She's way down, like way down.
It's about this long, the rear.
Because there
You
was
need
one,
15 feet.
there was one person that looks directly down.
They'd look down on you anyway. That's different.
All right, no other questions?
Julie?
No questions.
Claudine?
No questions.
Any comments from the public? Alrighty, I'll look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on. Application, did I just stick two together? I did, yes. Application number 7, Antonio and Beth Real, for a variation of section 156-20, seeking a variance for permission to retain a 6-foot fence and pergola. The property is located at 117 Breckenridge Road, Mahopac, New York, known as tax map 74.12-1-3. Code requires a 4-foot fence in the front yard. You have a 6-foot fence in the front yard, 2-foot variance is required. The pergola needs a setback of 15 feet. We've set it back at 8 feet. 7 feet is required. Good evening, your name?
Beth Reale,
Please, your address, please, for the record.
117 Breckenridge Road.
Raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, so tell us why we're here tonight.
I don't know, I've had the fence 17 years.
So what happened? What brought the, what,
I don't know. Because I was here about a month ago. I was here a few months ago for a pergola and a gazebo.
It should have been picked up when they came for their other pergola. But we didn't see the fence, and apparently Dennis was called out there for something. I don't know if it was for them or their neighbors or what, but when he went out there, he saw their fence was up and he wrote a violation, and now we're here. So
okay.
it should have been picked up the first time, it was not picked up. And you also added another pergola, I believe,
A
right?
gazebo.
Gazebo,
It's-
sorry.
We had a barbecue, grill, topper there.
Right.
And every year I had to change it, so we just made something more permanent there, next to the pergola, the gazebo that's already there.
Gotcha,
The larger one,
gotcha.
that I already have a variance for.
And how long has this fence been up for?
17 years.
17 years, wow.
It has lights, electric lights on the top too, so it helps it lights the road.
Why did you put the fence up? Just curious.
Because people were driving on the property on Marion Drive.
Really? Okay. Is there any property you can purchase to bring this into conformity?
No.
Okay, it's a landlocked piece of, you're on a corner lot, I mean, that's some of the uniqueness of this property, okay. I'm gonna start polling the board. Claudine,
My only concern is the stop sign. Does it block any visibility? Like, it looks like it's very close to where, no?
No. The stop sign is much higher than
Much-
the fence.
No, for people pulling up, I know they could see the stop sign, but can they see the other cars coming the other way? Or do
Right,
they have to
are you
pull out to the road
restricting
the
more?
vision
of
It
the-
might just be the angle, so I'm just
I
trying to
think
make
it's the
sure.
angle.
It is the angle?
This time I do, yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna check to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at least, what's the scale on this? It's about 10 feet back from the road,
Okay.
so you should be
the
able to,
property
So you
line, yeah.
can see if you're stopped. Okay. then
yeah, because
no-
that's a good concern.
Nothing else.
Julie?
No questions.
Rose?
There are 18 segments in the front, 18 panels, and 13 on the side. That's a lot of fencing to look at as you're driving by. I do have a concern about that. I look at the area criteria, and can any other method be used? Well, if you pull it back, the fencing, to the house, then you still have that privacy that you want.
My neighbor right next to me has the same fence.
I understand
It
that.
runs parallel.
I saw it. Someone hasn't complained about that person.
No, we went over that one too.
That's,
You talk about Lex or something
Mm-hmm.
like that? I don't know the names, I apologize.
Well, and no one complained about the fence. The town cited it.
Right, because it's in violation, right.
because it's a violation.
It's been there 17 years.
I understand. I can hear you. My ears work. I understand. But I also see it as very it just is in your face. 18 panels in the front, really close to the road, and then another 13 on the side. I find it to be a lot. It's substantial.
Have you ever driven there at nighttime? It provides
I've
a lot
driven
of
there
lighting
twice.
to the
I've driven
road.
there twice. I have not driven there at night. Have you thought about bringing it closer to the house?
No. It would cost a fortune.
When you bought the fence, did the fence company not tell you that this is going to be a violation?
No, I bought it online. The receipt is there.
It is substantial. It can be pulled back. We normally don't like 6-foot fences in a front yard.
It's really on the side of my yard.
Oh, it's in the front of your house. It's in the front. Absolutely, it's in the front. It's in the front, and it's on the side. And we normally ask people to take down front fences. So I don't know how other people feel about this. You could see, other board members could see the picture. That's 18 panels here, and then another 13 here.
When you drive up the road, it's a hill.
Yeah.
So you're not, in my opinion, the fence is not the first thing you see. You could see up the hill. You could see my house clearly. It's, way above the fence.
It's above you can see above the fence, but you can't see, you can see it, but it is sizable. It's a sizable fence. Could you not have gotten the same effect by putting in a 4-foot fence?
Well, my neighbors behind me appreciate that fence because you can't see into their yard either.
Okay.
Just for the record,
And
by
they
the way,
did
we...
write
I saw
letters.
those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have 2 letters on record. I forgot to read the letters for case number 4. I'll do that during deliberation. But we have 2 letters. One is from Mariola Brzezowski from 7 Marion Drive in support of the fence. The second one is from Trevor Southlia from 111 Breckenridge, also in support of the fence. So
My next door
just want the
neighbor
record.
and my neighbor behind me.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
can hear, though. Don't you worry. My hearing's just fine.
Sorry.
Okay.
I think
Any other questions for us?
No, that's it.
Okay.
the
John?
one Trevor Southley on Breckenridge, yeah.
Yes.
He was referring to a variance for the gazebo,
Oh,
but that's okay. Yeah, Mariola Brzezowski
was the fence.
was about the fence, and it does say for the record that we want the fence to stay where it is at its current height. The fence blocks everyone coming up and down the street from viewing our yard and personal space. Also, the fence is lit up at night with electrical lights and creates a safer driving environment on Marion Drive and Breckenridge Road, where it is very dark on the roadway. It was also helpful to view the roadway at night with the lights on the fence and allows cars to see me when I'm walking my dog. That was from Marion. I have no
So
further
there's
questions.
there's safety
Enhancement.
enhancements
Right.
to this fence.
Yeah.
Right. Any other questions, John?
I'm good, I'm
You
good.
good? Members of the
Thank you,
public,
Silvio.
anybody out there want to speak in this application? Alrighty, I'll look for a motion, close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Application number 8, Bert Melchner, for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain an extension to an existing garage. Property is located at 31 High Ridge Road, Mahopac, New York, is known as tax map 76.9-3-32. Code requires a 20-foot setback, 13 feet are provided, 7 feet are required. Good evening.
Hi,
How are you?
Doing
Name and
all right.
address for the record, please.
Bert Melchner, 722 South Lake Boulevard,
Raise your right
Mahopac, New
hand.
York.
Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Sure do.
You don't have to sign yourself in because you're on the application, but go ahead. Tell us what you're looking to do here tonight.
When I bought this house, 31 High Ridge Road, didn't have a lot of money, had an old car that was out in the rain, and I built a little roof on the side of the garage because thought the car would maybe fit in the garage, but if you guys were out there, the garage is tiny. So we used it more like a shed. So I built a little something, and then I had tarps wrapped around it. And then as my wife started to see the tarps falling apart, she said, "Can you do something to close the back and the side?" So I just sort of, over time, just sort of closed it in just to keep a car dry. And then I really had hoped at some point I would build a nice big garage there. That was, you could actually pull a car in and out, and I just never got to it. And all of a sudden I was given an opportunity to buy another house. It happened extremely quickly, and here I am. So life plans changed. So that's why I'm here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So-
If you look behind the garage, my neighbor has a shed that's right on the property line, and down the hill, my neighbor has my former neighbor has a garage that's converted to living space that's right on the property line. So it's kind of common in that area to have everything close. I'm not right on the property line. There's some space back there.
Yeah, there's a little
There's
bit
some
of space.
trees, and I planted a bunch of privacy there. All those trees were planted.
And there's no property you can buy to bring this into conformity?
No, because the way it's back, and it sort of works nice with the existing garage there.
Have you talked to your neighbors?
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be
Yeah,
cool with it?
everybody's fine.
Great. I'll open it up to the board then. John?
Looks good, Mr. Melch, and you built that?
Yeah. Yes.
Pretty handy.
It's all right.
No further questions.
Rose?
How long's it been there?
It's a bunch of years. I don't know exactly when.
Okay, it's a small lot, so you don't have much room
It's a
to
tight
do
lot.
things.
Yeah. We try to do the best we can and make it look nice.
Good?
I didn't want my neighbors looking down at stuff, so it just worked out.
You okay?
Yep,
Go ahead.
good, sorry.
Julie?
No questions?
Claudine?
No questions.
Anybody from the public needs to speak? Come on up. No, come on, hold on.
Gotta come on.
Come on up.
But if you're gonna do it, then you have to
I
do
have to
it.
do it right?
State your name and address for the record.
Okay, it's Diane Cummins Fisher. I'm at 22 Mayfair Lane, and I'm
Hold,
on
now I
the
gotta
other side.
swear you in, Diane.
Oh, sorry.
Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, Diane, go ahead.
Bert, I know his lot. There's absolutely nothing more that any of us can do in this area, and I do know that all of us there have neighbors who are right up on the property line, and he was nothing more than an enhancement for the neighborhood in everything he did. So I'm all for it.
Thank you, Diane.
You're welcome.
Nice to see you, Diane.
And you too.
She was my realtor when I bought my house.
Did my mom call you and tell you to say that?
Anybody else want to speak on it? Please. State your name and address for the record.
Jordan Griffith, 31 High Ridge Road, Mahopac.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay?
I'm the new owner of the house, and I would just like to offer some support. Bert has been incredible. The house is incredible. Everything that he had done to it is really well taken care of. As you said, there's some really great stuff, and me and my girlfriend Andrea are excited about the new house and excited about the
The
neighborhood.
house
so.
is new, the girlfriend is new.
It's-
Gotcha, I understand completely.
Make sure we get that
It's on the
correct. I'm done.
It's
I'm
on
good
the
now.
record. Yes, I did swear. Did you sign? Please sign. Diane, you signed it, right? No. You have an application?
Yeah, she's right.
Oh, you have an
Next one.
application for us? That's funny. Okay. I didn't realize that. Anybody else on this application? Going once, going twice. I'll look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty.
Thank you.
Application, have a good night, Bert. Oh, you staying? Application number 9, David and Diane Fisher for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain a shed. Property is located at 22 Mayfair Lane, I can't speak tonight, Mahopac, New York. It is known as tax map 76.9-3-35. Code requires a 10-foot setback. It is 8 feet, so we need a 2-foot variance on one side. Also, another 10-foot setback, 9 feet is provided, so, wait, that's 9 inches. 9 inches, sorry. I didn't see the double quote. Yes, 9 inches is provided, 9 feet 3 inches is required. I've already sworn you in, Diane, so I don't need to swear you in again.
Letters from all the connected neighbors.
Okay, so, just, Diane, you have to use the microphone, sorry. Just because you're recording it, the only reason. So, Diane just handed me a bunch of letters. One is from Roseanne D'Amico, do not have a problem with the shed on your property. 26 Mayfair Lane, I don't know if the board members want to see that or not. Absolutely approved the shed on the property, it's usable storage, doesn't cause a nuisance or bother me. Julie Cummins, she did not give me her address.
She's across Mayfair.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Sandy Giorgio, I live at 21 High Ridge Road. The Fisher's backyard faces my backyard. They have a beautiful little shed there. I have no problem with the Fisher shed being there. So you have multiple letters of support, Diane. How long has the shed been there?
Oh, dear God.
Okay.
I'm going to say, this is not an I do, I don't know, but I'm going to say about 15 years.
Okay.
And ignorance is no excuse. I just didn't know that we needed permits and things for a shed.
Sure, sure. Is there any property you could buy to bring this into conformity?
Oh, dear God, no.
I know that area well. I know there's nothing
60
around
by
it.
100,
Yeah,
no.
I know the area. Trying to think, and obviously your neighbors are okay with it. I don't think I have any other questions. I'll start down here. Claudine?
No questions.
Julie?
No questions.
Rose?
No questions,
John.
tough spot.
Nope, looks good.
Anybody from the audience want to speak on this? You spoke for Bert, he doesn't want to speak for you.
I know, Bert, speak up.
Fair enough.
Well, do you wanna speak?
Anybody else
No.
want to speak on it? You're good? All right, I'll look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Application number 10, Mr. and Mrs. Lynn Simpson. Yeah, I'll put that should go on the file. Lynn Simpson, for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to construct a 23.5-foot addition to the rear lakeside of the house to expand kitchen, master bedroom, and new covered porch. The property is located at 16 Frederick Street, Mahopac, New York, is known as tax map 64.19-1-63. Code requires a side lot setback of 20 feet, 15 feet is provided, a 5-foot variance is required. Good evening, your name is?
Good evening. I'm Lynn Simpson,
Address?
16 Frederick Street.
Raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, Lynn, tell us what you're looking to do.
Well, the variance that's required here was how the house was built 40-some years ago. And my architect was one that caught it, that when he was doing all the measurements,
Gotcha.
that it was 5 feet short of the requirement.
But the house is in conformity.
Correct. The house is legal, it's the addition.
It's the
that's
addition,
problem.
right.
Well, the house itself, it gets wider at that point, so it wouldn't be a 5-foot
No,
variance required.
The house
It's
that's there,
17 feet, 1 inches at this point, and it would continue away from the property line.
But you're keeping it in the line, that's what you're doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
on that straight
Keeping
line,
it flush,
yeah.
That's fine. There's no property you could buy to bring this into conformity?
Not at this point.
Okay. I really don't have anything.
is it still a doctor's office?
No.
Okay, there's a
That's,
variance.
I saw that. That's
Yeah,
2
there's a
owners
variance there
ago.
for a doctor's office,
I was just
right?
curious, I wasn't being nosy. Actually, I was, but.
Is it any type of office, I guess, is the
No,
question? Okay.
it's way too small.
All right, I don't have any other questions. Members of the board, John?
I was back there, it looks good. You know, what you gonna add on? It's a great location.
Good, thank you.
Rose?
No questions.
Julie?
No questions.
Claudine?
No questions.
Any input from the public? I will look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Application number 11, Anna and Victor Silva, for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to legalize an existing detached screen porch. The property is located at 221 Sheer Hill Road, Mahopac, New York, and is known as tax map 65.11-1-9. Code requires 15 feet. The shed sits at 14.6 feet. A 0.4-foot variance is required. I don't think I've ever seen one like this, but okay. We did do an inch. You've already been sworn. Just state your name and address again for the record.
Thomas McDermott.
All right, Mr.
3-3.
McDermott, tell me what we're looking to do here.
So basically, I'll just cut to the chase. My client built this without a permit. They, didn't realize they needed one, never had an architect or surveyor come out, and just built it too close to the property line. So
By 3 inches.
Yeah. They contacted me. I went out, I took a look at it. They had an existing survey done by Link that indicated, we needed a slight variance. So I prepared the drawings and application, here we are.
And here we are.
It's just bad
So-
luck.
It's just, I
Yeah.
Missed by that much.
missed it by that much. All right. Claudine, any questions?
No questions.
Julie?
No questions.
Rose?
No questions?
None on this one?
No.
John?
Small variance.
No questions, no questions.
Anybody in the public want to speak on this one? I'll look for a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty. Thank you, Mr. McDermott.
Thank you.
All right, application number 12, the application of Scott Frey / SSEL Corp. subdivision for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to subdivide the property into two lots. One with an existing house, the second one is vacant. The property is located at 79 Secor Road, Mahopac, New York. It is known as tax map 74.12-1-33. So the lot existing has a 200-foot width, 154 feet will be provided, 46-foot variance will be needed. Lot number 2 has a 40-foot rear yard, 6 feet will be provided, a 34-foot variance will be needed. Lot number 1 now will also need a garage variance, 20 feet setback is required, 7.4 feet is provided, 12.6 feet variance is needed. Good evening.
And these are clearly for existing structures that
Yes.
were there.
Yeah,
forever.
that's, I got that, how it breaks up. State your name and address for the record.
John Carell, 121 Cushman Road in Patterson.
Raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
All right, John, tell us what you're looking to do here.
Yeah, we did.
So you're here because you were referred to us by the planning board, correct?
Yes, we are.
All right, so,
Here's the thing. You indicated the variances. This property here was an existing lot. Originally, and now, we're subdividing this here. And then this property owner purchased this property, and we attached this property to this property so that it eliminated a couple of variances. So there are 3 variances, each with the existing house. One is the width variance for this existing house. The
Right.
second was a variance for this existing garage and this existing garage. That's what we're here for.
so it's just really because of the way you divvied up the land, just to make everything sort of fit into it.
Correct. We wanted to minimize the variances.
And it sounds like you already did purchase some property to bring it into conformity. Is there any other property you could purchase and bring it into conformity, or this is it?
No, because the variances are all because of this house and
Because of the house.
where the house and these garages are.
Any objections from the people around it or the project? We'll get to, I'll point to them later, but that you're aware of. John.
I am not aware of any.
Okay, all right. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward splitting of the lot. I don't think I have any issues with it per se. I'll turn it over to the board. I'll start to my left. Claudine?
No questions.
Julie?
No questions.
No questions.
Rose?
Mike, quick question. Should there be something about 3-acre zoning for either house? Should there be a,
Oh, okay. Oh, these lots, 3 acres.
yeah. Should they have been
How big are the lots,
advertised?
Jack?
2.
Excuse me?
How big are the lots?
How big are the lots, John?
One of them is
Oh, I got it
a
here.
little over an acre and the other is,
Oh, they're in the commercial zone.
Oh, is that why? Okay.
doesn't matter, right?
Almost got the curveball.
All right,
Okay.
that's my only question.
I missed that.
Commercial zone only requires 1 acre.
Okay.
Great, thanks.
John?
I have no questions.
Thank you.
Members of the public, anybody want to speak on this application? I will then look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So in my first meeting as chair, you guys threw me this next application, so I have to hear it as a public hearing? Number 13, the amendment? How does this work?
Somebody go with you.
Doesn't matter. This has already been granted. There was a mathematical error on
So-
the prior grant, so.
So then we just do the motion at the end, we adjudicate and just amend it?
But there's the application going to be for a minor amendment of a variance previously granted.
Okay.
Based on the error, so the applicant's here, I believe, and they'll come and tell you what it's about. And then we can-
Okay, then I'll call it. So then, let me do it. So application number 13 of Aaron Cass for variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to subdivide into 2 lots. The property is located at 90 Mexico Lane, Mahopac, New York, known as tax map 53.2-2-17. Lot area 1 is 120 square feet. 67,953.60 square feet is provided. A variance is needed at 52,046.40 square feet. The previous application had a typo of .65 and the requested of .35 because of the math that was being done. Good evening, Mr. Schilling. How are you tonight?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Bill, bring us along because I don't have to swear you're an attorney, so just tell us what we're looking to do here.
I'll be quick. Aaron is here, Paul Lynch is here, Rachel is here. If there are any questions, property, as you said, was 3 acres. It's a simple 2-lot subdivision. Our requested relief is just to reconfirm the D&O that you guys put together in July, which you unanimously granted the 3 variances that were required. The previous application was, as you guys suggested, had a typo on the total area. I'm going to take the blame for that. I think it's my office. So that 67,953.65
right
was stated to be the property size. Instead, it was 67,953.60. So we're 0.05 short. We told the board we had 0.05 more property than we did.
Gotcha.
The area in blue is what the 05 lot would look like, and this is what you were deprived in your negotiations. So
that's actual life size. Gotcha, Bill.
Right.
It's a scale.
So you guys granted 3 variances that night, 2 for Lot 2 and 1 for Lot 1. Area for Lot 1 was granted a driveway variance setback for Lot 2, and then this one for Lot 2. So again, if you look, I read the D&O and I read the minutes. You guys made a full hearing out of this. You had Aaron testify, Paul testify, you had heard neighbors, and then you unanimously passed by resolution the 3 variances required. It was a unanimous approval. The public hearing was closed. D&O contained the wrong figure. When
Right.
Paul went to start preparing for planning, he noted it, and we brought it to Michael's attention. And so the thing was granted, and the question really becomes, if that dimensional thing was in there, would it have changed your mind with regard to that area variance? Because respectfully, the first 2 variances are in the book. They're done, they're
Right.
over, and the only thing is this 3rd lot, we had this much less than we thought we did. So
It was a mistake.
We're
And
just
it's a small one.
asking, yeah, we're just asking for a reconfirmation of the D&O with the correct area allotment.
Understood. No, again, it happened. I don't have a particular issue with it because it was an honest mistake. And honestly, for the size that we're talking about, which literally is the size of that Post-it note, or maybe a little bit bigger than that, right? It's not going to impact anything
I guess
in this project at
If
all.
I were devious, I could do it and then get more fees from Aaron, but that was my agenda.
You're a good man, Mr. Schilling. Members of the board, John?
I have no questions.
Rose?
No questions.
Julie?
No questions.
Claudine?
No questions.
All righty.
Thank you very
Anybody
much.
from the audience want to speak on this application? All right, come on up. State your name and address for the record, please.
Yeah, Tony Ucci, 2 Winding Wood Court, Mahopac.
Raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Yeah, I just have a simple question. When someone makes a request to subdivide a lot, is any engineering assessment done on potential impact of another well on the existing wells of the neighborhood?
Planning and environmental. That's not this board. Health
If
Department.
the health
Okay.
department approval, they would check all of that.
Yeah, this board would never touch that.
Oh, the health department?
The health department does it before they issue a well permit for the new lot.
Okay, so they do that
Yeah,
assessment?
so they would check and see if other people's wells were going dry, because they get reports on everything that happens.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
All
Thank
this
you.
board is concerned with is just the size of the property and
Oh,
the
okay.
use of the property, but not that, so,
Okay,
And they
thank
are
you.
at the planning board. There will be a public hearing there, too.
yes.
Okay, because I received a
'cause-
notice for this one, I guess
It didn't happen yet. The other one, this one happened, that one will happen after they get the variances. So
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
steps they have to go through to get to the public hearing at the planning board.
Okay,
They'll have all the answers by the time there's a public hearing.
all right, thank you very much. It's part of my civics
Just
lesson.
make sure you sign in.
No, that's good. Yeah,
Sign
but
in.
please sign in. We need that so that way we could have it for the record. Anybody else want to speak on this application? All right. I will look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, at this point, that is the end of all of our public hearings. There is no further input from the public as we now adjudicate cases. We're good, right? We'll just run right through?
Yep.
All right, so numbers 1, 2, and 3 were held over. Number 4, application of Robert Penowich, which I was at fault. We had received additionally in our records, letters of support. I
Yes.
forgot to note that in the record, but they are there. So I will look for a motion for this variance.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Julie and by Claudine. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, application number 5, Thomas and Elizabeth Moriarty for their
Shed.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Aye. Application number 6, Luis Serrano for the variance to retain the pool deck. Do I have a motion?
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Application number 7, Antonio and Beth Rial. Do I have a motion?
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Do I need to take a roll call vote?
No, it's a
Oh.
safety issue.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Application number 8, Bert Melcher. I'll look for a motion.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Aye. Application number 9, David and Diane Fisher. I'll look for a motion.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All righty. Application number 10, Mr. and Mrs. Lynn Simpson. I'll look for a motion on that one.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries. Application number 11, Anna and Victor Silva. Do I have a motion for the 3-inch variance?
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Application number 12, Scott Fry, and SSEL Corporation. Do I have a motion for that subdivision?
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Application number 13, Aaron Cass. This is an amendment. Do we need to be unanimous on this? I mean,
No,
we're gonna
it's
be.
it's not a rehearing, we're actually
Okay,
just amending a.
gotcha. So I'll look for a motion to fix?
Motion to grant or
Motion
fix.
to grant it?
Amend.
Motion to amend. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, minutes now. Minutes of the August 22nd, 2024 meeting. Now look for a motion.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Finally, I'll look for a motion to adjourn. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everybody. Have a great night.